Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Loc Goddess. Welcome back to my corner where I inspire others to dream more, live more, and become more. So in this video today, we are going to be doing a lock video because of course I know that you guys absolutely love the lock content, and I asked you guys recently on my community tab exactly what type of content you want to see next or just in the future. And of course, my lock content is always like #1, but I do want to encourage you to stick around for my other types of content as well. This is not a hair channel. I want to be very clear about that. It's not a hair channel. Some very fun, you know, like cute vlogs. I also do program/project management content. I do lock/hair videos, also just like your international dating. I want you guys to get a little taste of everything that this corner has to offer. But like I always say, only subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. So if at the end of this video, you're feeling like you want more of any of these categories that I listed, then make sure you keep on watching. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about exactly how to maintain your locks in between your retwists. Felt like that this was like a prevalent topic to talk about because maybe you have starter locks or maybe it's been like 6 months to a year. So at the end, if you feel like you've learned something, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's just hop right into the topic. All right, so first things first, try to limit the number of products that you use on your hair in between retwists. To be completely honest, you really shouldn't be using a whole lot of products anyway, outside of maybe like some hair oil and water, honestly. And so you want to mist your hair at least like 2 times a week. So you'll have your spray bottle, and then also you can, you know, oil your scalp at least 2 to 3 times a week. But you want to be super careful on exactly like how much product you're putting in your hair. So I would say definitely stay away from heavier things like gel, especially like the black gel or even clear gel. Those things aren't really good for locks. They cause a lot of buildup, and they also attract dirt and lint and all that kind of stuff. And then if you have darker hair like myself, then it's really easy for those things to show up. So you want to be very careful when you're in between retwists. I know it's really tempting to want to, like, you know, slap a whole bunch of like gel and stuff on your hair to get it to lay down, but that is like the quickest way to cause buildup in your locks. So you want to make sure you stay away from that. Locks, you know, they can't wash them as regular as you would like loose natural hair, unless you don't mind that look where your new growth is out and it's looking like a little more puffy. But if you want it to look more maintained, then that means that you really have to limit how often you're putting water on your edges and all that kind of stuff. So the way to do that is to limit the product. So since we kind of talked about water and, you know, things like that and washing locks, my next point is try your absolute best to not wash your hair in between retwists. So I know this is probably going to be a little bit of a sticky point, but I wanted to make sure that I included this because I think that washing your hair, #1, that's the quickest way to get your retwist no longer fresh. Because when you wash it, you're in the shower, you scratching it, you know, you're putting, you know, all this water through it, you're running your hands through it, you're running your fingers through it. You're no longer going to have that fresh retwist look. Like anytime water hits your hair in general and it's in an excessive amount, you can say bye to your retwist. Like that's why anybody, if you exercise and stuff like that, then you will know with locks, sometimes it's really hard to maintain your hair in between retwists if you go to the gym or if you maybe exercise a lot and you sweat, because once too much moisture hits your hair, your lock roots will slowly start unraveling, and then, you know, you'll kind of get that poofy, like more like loose natural look at your roots. So if you are a person who, you know, you prefer like a more neat look and you prefer like more maintained lock, then I would say definitely try your absolute best. Like unless your hair is just filthy and you just absolutely have to wash it in between your retwists, then it might be okay. But unless you know how to retwist your own hair, it might not be the best thing to wash your hair too soon in between retwists. So locks are very low maintenance, so you don't necessarily have to worry about washing them once a week or twice a week. There might be some people out there that do that, but personally I've never done that. Honestly, like I wash my hair maybe once every 5 to 6 weeks. Like that might gross some people out, but that's just kind of what I do, and I've never had an issue. I have had my hair for a really long time now, so even with me cutting my hair and it being at a drastically shorter length, I have never been a person that just every other week I'm like washing my locks, because you really don't need to be honest. Like if you're paying attention, like in point #1 when I mentioned not having too many products and stuff like that, I promise you literally won't have to worry about washing your hair too many times anyway. But again, if you are like a sweater, or if you just, you know, maybe you just feel like you really just need to wash your hair on a regular to just make your hair feel cleaner, I would say say just kind of be okay with the fact that your hair is not going to be that neat, maintained retwist look, because again, once that excessive water hits your hair, it's poof. Literally, it's gonna get poofy at the root. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. But I promise you, your hair is gonna be just fine. You don't have to wash it as regular as maybe you would prior to getting locks. You don't have to wash it that often. So just keep that in mind. Don't shampoo too much. I would say shampoo maybe once every 5 to 6 weeks, and you'll be just fine. So my third point in maintaining your locks in between retwists would be to put your hair in a style. Now I know everybody can't necessarily relate to this because we all have different lengths, right? Like some people are just starting out and they have shorter locks, like really short, to the point where it can't even fit into a ponytail yet. And then you have some people like myself who maybe when you locked up, your hair was already at shoulder length or something like that. I know I've also seen some really beautiful starter locks where like as soon as a person gets their hair, their loctician will style it in a style, if that makes sense. I'm gonna try to put some pictures on the screen so that it would actually make sense. But I've seen people with starter locks actually put their hair in a style. And even if you don't have starter locks, like y'all, I've literally had my hair for years and years and years. And so even for me, having a style literally prolongs my hair from getting poofy. The thing about styles is that you are like low-key kind of like restraining your roots from actually coming undone, if that makes sense. If you take 3 pieces of lock, right? You have 1, 2, 3 locks in your hand and you literally braid them together, your root is naturally gonna be tighter versus if you just go get your retwist and your hair is not, like they're not intertwined with each other. It's probably gonna come out a lot quicker unless you actually get a style. You wanna make sure that you're not leaving your style in for too long. So I would say maybe a week to 2 weeks, it's okay to leave your style in, depending on what kind of style it is. There's nothing wrong with styles. So I don't know, some people might come online and tell you don't style your locks, don't do this, don't do that. A style is totally fine as long as you're not keeping it in for too long. Try to stay away from like, you know, like rubber bands and things like that, at least not for too long, because after some time you'll start to notice that the more that you use rubber bands on like the ends of your lock or even throughout your head in general, the more that you use rubber bands and things like that, it's gonna cause your lock to like thin out exactly where the rubber band is. I had to go through that. That was a part of the reason why I actually ended up cutting my lock. So these videos are really to educate y'all so that y'all won't make the mistakes that I made, okay? Styles are always my favorite thing. I haven't done any styles lately because you guys know I cut my hair and I really just been loving my bob look. So I really haven't gotten to, like I haven't gotten any styles from my loctician ever since I cut my hair. So y'all see me rocking something like this, it's because it's time for a retwist and I just needed my hair to like look sleek for the purpose of this video. But yes, try a style and I can guarantee you that that will definitely help you maintain your locks for a longer time in between your retwists. So the next way that you can maintain your locks in between retwists is to wrap it up during the day. Like if you're not going out anywhere, or even if you are going out, there are so many different ways that you can tie scarves. Like y'all, I have so many jersey scarves. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I link any of my scarves that I've ever gotten from like Amazon and stuff. I'm gonna link them down below for you guys because there's this one particular brand, I promise you their scarves are literally everything. Absolutely beautiful. They're very stretchy. I prefer the more stretchy material versus the ones that are kind of stiff, or like the ones that are too silky. Those slide right off my head. They don't do nothing for me, so I don't wear those. But if you have like the jersey scarf or like something, and I wish I can, do I have a scarf in here? I don't have a scarf in here right now, so I can't show you guys, which is so funny because I always have scarves like everywhere. Maybe not. The good thing about scarves around the house is a couple of things. Number one, with your hair being tied up, you won't really necessarily have to worry about it being out and being exposed to like sunlight, which can cause sweat. You know, if you're hot and stuff, it can cause your edges to sweat when you're out and about. So just during the day, you know, like you can wrap it up to make it look nice. There's so many videos out there that show people exactly how to tie their hair, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail about that. Let me know if y'all want a video on that actually, because personally, like I said, I feel like I am like the scarf queen, okay? I absolutely love tying my hair. I love trying different styles. My favorite style is putting it back into like a really loose bun and then wrapping the jersey scarf around my bun. Super pretty, but there are so many different things that you can do. And so the whole purpose of tying your hair up during the day is basically because you are kind of reducing the manipulation also. So if you have your hair out, chances are you're probably gonna put your hands in it more and it's gonna be exposed to other stuff. So with it being wrapped up, you know, if you go to scratch your hair, you're not messing up your roots or anything like that because it's wrapped up. Now, of course, you know, with that that you don't want to keep it wrapped up 24/7. You do want to make sure that your hair is getting like breath and air, like, you know, to breathe, you know, to kind of let that good fresh air flow in between your scalp and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you want to maintain your retwist, there's absolutely nothing wrong with keeping your hair tied up during the day. And then last but not least, along with wrapping it during the day, you gotta wrap it at night. I feel like this is the obvious one. This is the obvious one. Like, make sure that you are tying your hair at night. Now, I am guilty, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I am very guilty of this, especially lately. I don't know what it is about maybe like when I cut my hair, but for some reason, I have gotten really lazy with like my nighttime lock routine. So I've actually been on YouTube researching like some updated lock routines, you know, to kind of see what people do to like maintain their hair at night. See, listen, y'all, I'm still learning. Even though I'm a vet in the game, I have not had short locks literally in so long. So I'm learning just like you guys are learning, okay? Nonetheless, I think that it is super important that you tie your hair at night because, you know, as you sleep, there's a lot of friction that's going on. There's a lot of moving around going on. And so your hair is gonna quickly become frizzy and it's gonna quickly become unraveled. So you wanna make sure that you keep it tied up at night. You can use a bonnet, you can use a regular headscarf, whatever it is that you use, anything that's not gonna slip. So I would say maybe stay away from like the silky scarves. You could do a jersey scarf like I mentioned earlier, but make sure that you're watching what type of pillowcases you have as well. If you have the silky pillowcases, I feel like your hair might get a little old faster just because silk, it makes your scalp sweat. But if it's something like a jersey scarf that retains that moisture and you won't have to worry about it, definitely you wanna go that route. They have jersey sheets, jersey pillowcases, all that kind of stuff. Jersey material is really like the savior when it comes to locks. All right, and so that is gonna be the end of this video, guys. I hope it wasn't too short. I wanted to keep it very just kind of concise and to the point. I hope that you guys learned something from this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Let me know what other lock content you guys want to see, because sometimes I feel like I draw a blank, but I know that y'all want to see the hair content. So just let me know what you want to see and I promise you I got y'all. If you enjoyed this video, please, like I always say, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you're feeling the vibe, and I will see you guys in my next video.